In this video, I'm going to reveal to you how to start an AI-powered YouTube channel in 2026. So whether you're a complete beginner with 0 subscribers trying to get your first 1,000 subscribers, or a channel with a couple thousand subscribers trying to get your next 10,000, 100,000 subscribers, this video will show you exactly how to automate certain parts of your entire YouTube workflow so that you can not only save time, but also grow your audience. My name is Brian, and I've generated millions of views and millions of dollars with that for some of your favorite educational creators. In this video, we're gonna go over how to find viral video ideas in minutes instead of weeks with AI, how to use AI for script writing so your videos sound exactly like you, and then I'm gonna show you how to create thumbnails that gets clicks without learning Photoshop or paying a designer, and you can do all of it with AI. And then we're gonna go over some editing shortcuts that'll cut your editing time in half while keeping your videos professional looking, and also my exact frameworks on how to think about AI so you don't waste months creating content that YouTube buries or nobody watches. So this is the entire workflow of creating a YouTube video. It starts with the video idea, and then we go into the script, and then once we have the idea and the script done, we start creating the thumbnail so that we can actually get the click, and then we design graphics, and then we use some of these graphics inside the editing process, whether that be A-roll or B-roll, and then we edit the video fully. So I'm gonna show you how to automate every single part of these steps and how you can use AI to save, honestly, a tremendous amount of time in this entire workflow. And because AI and YouTube is moving so fast, that there are a couple advancements that you see today that you couldn't even perceive 6 months ago. AI is just shifting super fast. Even just today, I saw that you could lovable some video edits and motion graphics with that. So all of that is new technology, and you're gonna have to keep up with that. But I wanna show you some of the best practices that you can use today. But first, I want to address the elephant in the room. Isn't YouTube banning AI channels? If you've been on Twitter at all, right, you'll see posts like this, right? YouTube's AI terminated 19 channels every single minute in 2025. There are a bunch of channels that are being demonetized, that are being terminated, that are being taken off YouTube. And if you go to websites like this, algro.online/terminated channels, it will show you all of the big terminated channels right now, right? With how many subscribers they have, the channel being terminated, and you can literally see and track, right, all of the different channels that are being terminated right here. But one of the things that you'll notice in common with all of these channels is that all of them are either news-based, and because they're news-based, they are AI slop, right? All of the thumbnails are just generative AI. It looks super duper AI, and there's nothing authentic feel about it. And that's probably a big reason of why these channels got very terminated in the first place, because a lot of this content that you'll see is actually inauthentic content, and because the content is inauthentic, YouTube doesn't want it on their platform. It's just AI slop. Whereas if you take the idea of AI and you use it to create slop, it's inevitable that YouTube won't want that actual content on their platform. Whereas if you were to take a more holistic approach and try to approach YouTube from a human point of view and think about, hey, how can I automate a lot of these human tasks and create high quality content with AI, with an AI that understands YouTube ideation, with an AI that understands my voice, what the best storytelling principles are, and then you can take a script that usually takes you 8 hours to write and turn that process into something that AI can write in just 20 minutes and can probably write better than you because it understands the exact process there. So you want to always be asking yourself, are you using AI the smart way? Because there are lots and lots of people there who use AI, right? Even your grandpa, right? Your dad is using AI right now, but he might not be using it to the highest capacity that he can, right? Because he is misusing it, right? He's using it to write a full essay, and then when he goes to school, he goes to university, it gets absolutely wrecked because they have these AI detectors right now, and that's not using AI the smart way. That is using AI the dumb way, right? So before I can teach you exactly how to use all of these different tools that we use for script writing, ideation, thumbnails, I want to give you the exact frameworks on how to think about using AI. Because if you don't actually have the frameworks, you won't be able to use it properly, right? Anyone can give you this long prompt library, but if you don't actually put it to good use, you're never going to create any good content, and very likely your channel is going to get banned. And by the way, if you want this entire slide deck where I go over exactly how to grow with AI, click the link in the description and I'll send it right to your inbox. Anyways, you want to think about AI as your assistant, not your replacement. AI is an intern, okay? An intern can do multiple menial tasks, but what an intern isn't capable of doing, an intern is incapable of driving business strategy. An intern is incapable of driving your entire YouTube content strategy. Why is that the case? It's because AI doesn't actually have enough context right now on what are the main levers inside your business, right? The way that you want to think about AI is that literally it just plops out one word and it plops out another word and plops out another word, right? According to what is most likely to give you the best answer. That is how all of these models are trained. So you want to think about AI as an intern for you, that it can do multiple of these menial tasks, but an intern cannot replace strategy, right? You still have to understand the strategy on your own, the YouTube strategy, the thumbnail strategy, the content strategy, and it cannot replace creative work, right? So it can do writing, but you need to give it an angle, right? You need to point it in a certain direction. If you just tell it, hey, right, produce a full script for me, it's not going to be able to produce a full script for you. Why is that the case? Because if you don't give it any context and you don't give it any direction, what ChatGPT and Claude is trained on is all of these different articles on Reddit, all of these different YouTube videos. And because 99% of the Reddit articles out there, or 99% of the YouTube videos out there are actually not written well, right? The average human doesn't actually produce well-written content. And when you have a chatbot that is trained on all this poorly written content and you ask it to create creative work, it just won't be able to create creative work. Whereas you, as the orchestrator, if you're able to point it in the right direction, then the AI will actually be able to do work in your favor and do some of that creative output, although not all of it. So think of AI as an intern or an assistant, not your complete replacement. So what I use AI for? I use AI for research, right? AI is really great for research, right? There's a bunch of things that you can ask it that, our human tiny puny brains aren't able to compute. There are tools like Perplexity right now, right? That is able to, search all of these different articles, pull multiple different research sources onto one place. And Perplexity honestly is really great tools, and really Perplexity is one of those really great tools that can give you science-backed studies. It can read research papers, and then you can use those studies from those research papers and turn them into actual YouTube videos. Number 2, outlining and first drafts. So Claude, ChatGPT, or Subscriber AI, or any of these tools are really great at outlining or creating the first draft so that it creates your entire skeleton so that you can kind of give it the direction from there. But if you just generate a first draft and then you're like, hey, create a full script for me, and then you don't give it any direction other than that, then the full script won't actually be very good. So you also want to think about, hey, once I outline the entire script of AI, how can I turn it into a full script? And then the next part, ideation and brainstorming, right? So if you are able to train AI on some of the YouTube best practices, what are the best outliers out there, how to actually think about ideation, which I'm going to train all of you on today, then you'll be able to tell AI directly, hey, I want the videos ideated in this way, or I want videos brainstormed in this way. And any repetitive task, and if you want speed. So once again, think of it as your assistant, and it can help you do any repetitive task that you have on hand. And equally as important to understand what to use AI for, you have to understand what not to use AI for. So you don't want AI to come with your unique perspective, because your unique perspective is your unique perspective. You cannot get AI to generate, hey, what do you think that I think about World War II? Unless you train the AI on thousands of words of yours, right? Books that you've written, or conversations that you've had, calls that you had, right? Documents that you've had. Only then can you ask it for your unique perspective. But if you haven't trained it even one little bit on your unique perspective, you can't expect it to spit out, your actual beliefs, because then it will just create some mumbo jumbo there. Any original stories and experiences, right? The same goes for that. Number 3, any strategic decisions, right? If you are trying to make an entire content shift, you can ask AI what its opinion is, but the opinion may be unfounded depending on the actual training data for the AI. So you want to be able to give it the right training data. So if you're trying to make strategic decisions for your YouTube channel, the chatbot that you actually ask it needs to be trained on a bunch of strategic decisions that you've historically made, or experts have historically made. right? And nowadays you can train chatbots on crazy amount of things. And I'm going to show you how I've trained my own chatbot to consult me on YouTube with some of my own best practices that I might have forgotten. Number 4, understanding your audience deeply. So understanding your audience, super duper important, right? Because all of your content starts with your audience, right? You need to understand what your audience wants, what your audience does not want, what are their pain points, what do they get excited by, what stresses them out, what keeps them up at night, right? If you're able to understand your audience on a much deeper level, you'll be able to create much more compelling content that's able to bring out an emotion from them. But if you don't understand your audience deeply, right, like most people don't, right, you're going to create content that is not as targeted. And previously, when you were doing research on your audience, you would have to go to Reddit, you would have to talk to customers, you have to scrape all of these different YouTube data, look at your competitors, what is the different copy that your competitors are using, and then you go and create your content. But really the problem with that is that it just takes way too long. And really with tools like, once again, with Perplexity or with ChatGPT or with Claude, it can vastly simplify that process, which I'm super duper grateful for. And the last one being you. You cannot use AI to be you, because you are you and you are completely unique and special as you are. So do not use AI for that to replace your unique thinking. And the most important thing to understand about AI is that AI's capabilities are expanding, right? AI is just expanding at an exponential growth. Right now, there are tools that can edit your videos completely just with AI, and it's absolutely crazy what it can do. So it is super duper important that you're able to adapt to all of these different changes with AI. It's super important that you keep up to date with all of the different tools, right? Being communities, being networks, where they are actively using these tools and testing out these tools, and then you can go ahead and actually play around with these tools on your own. Because if you don't take advantage of AI, eventually AI will take advantage of you. That sounds kind of wrong, but what I meant to say is that AI will take over you and it will replace your job, not that AI will take advantage of you. So let's talk about how to find viral video ideas using AI. Let's get into it. So first I want to explain some of the theory, and then we'll go into the practicalities of how we use AI to actually execute this theory. Okay, so all a viral video idea is a winning topic plus a viral format. That is literally it. So once again, I said it is a winning topic plus a viral format, right? And when we say winning, that means this topic is winning on YouTube, right? And a viral format means that this format is winning on YouTube. So when you do video ideas, you want to take a data-backed approach. There's this thing called outlier theory that has been way more popularized over the past couple years in terms of finding video ideas, because it is looking at what is a winning video idea inside a niche and then turning it into another winning idea, aka doubling down on a video. So if you take a viral video idea as a winning topic plus a viral format, you can actually use data on YouTube that you actually have access to just by opening your YouTube homepage and then easily turning that into a winning video. So I'm going to explain this bit by bit. So what is a viral format? So a format is a structure that makes content engaging. So the format that you see over here on the top, every X explained in Y minutes, that means X and Y can be replaced by different variables. So every YouTube intro explained in 10 minutes, or every YouTube retention technique explained in 20 minutes, right? And you can just replace these, and these are called winning formats because the formats have proven to work with the psychology of one audience, right? It's able to generate a click from a certain type of audience. So if you're able to generate a click from one type of audience, and assuming that that audience is similar enough to another audience, you can literally take the exact same psychology principle, right, aka the format that worked, and plop it to another niche, right? And so that is how formats works. So you want to understand what formats are working on YouTube. So even, for example, this very presentation that I'm giving to you. So this is the format is in Google Slides presentation, right? And the reason that I'm presenting it in a Google Slides presentation is because I've seen these Google Slides presentation, work across other niches before. Plus, it is more in line with my style of presenting. So that's why we're gravitating towards of these Google Slides presentations. And that is basically the winning format. Other formats that I could have presented this very video is I could have done just a pure talking head. I could have done talking over Google Docs. I could have done talking over a Miro board. Those are all the different ways that I could have presented this video, but I decided to pick this format because I believe it to be a viral format. And more examples of viral formats that works is X versus Y, which is better. YX is actually Y, how I went from X to Y, so that's my story. The truth about X, so that's more of an exposing video. The simple step-by-step process to achieve certain dream outcome. X is hard until you see this, right? So all of those are viral formats. And in terms of viral topics, right, you want to look at what's already getting views. So a topic would be like YouTube script writing, for example. So YouTube script writing is the topic, right? It's what you guys come to this channel for, to learn YouTube script writing. And you want to see that, hey, this specific viral video is getting views. So another type of topic that is a spin on YouTube script writing would be something like YouTube retention, or it could be YouTube intros, or it could be YouTube hooks, right? One example that I like to talk about with regards to topics and trying to identify, hey, what is more of a viral topic within the YouTube space? Is it talking about YouTube intros, or is it talking about YouTube hooks? Well, if you look at all of the videos, talking about YouTube intros and YouTube hooks, both things are pretty much the same, right? The intro is the start of the video, the hook is the start of the video, right? So these are two keywords with the exact same thing. Whereas if you go and search on the search bar, how to make a YouTube intro, right? All of the videos that say how to make a YouTube intro actually get more views than how to write a YouTube hook, right? So both are talking about the exact same thing, but the intro is more of a viral topic, right? So you come to those kinds of conclusions when you have a deeper understanding of what kind of videos that your audience actually wants to click on. So in terms of viral topics, you have to look at what's already getting views. In the case of intro versus hooks, intros are already getting more views. Looking at big channels and small channels, right? If you have small channels that talk about a certain topic and that video blows up and they get substantially more views than the number of subscribers that they have, then that has a much higher potential of being a viral topic. Whereas if you're a big channel, right, and you keep talking about a certain topic and it keeps going viral, then that topic is much more likely to perform better. Whereas if you're a big channel, talk about topic doesn't perform too well, then maybe that's not as much of a viral topic. So that brings us to the third point, check view counts versus subscriber counts. We just went over that. And then high views relative to the rest of their videos usually indicates some sort of a viral topic, right? So you can always break down any single video into an idea equals the topic plus the format. So here's an example, right? The topic derived from this very first video on the left, top 3 tips to improve your communication skills. The topic is communication skills. And the format that, is here in this middle video by Layla Hormozi, give me 15 minutes and I'll make you dangerously confident, 6.5 million views, right? Has this format, give me X time and I'll make you outcome. Birthed this very video idea, right? Give me 5 minutes and I'll make you a better communicator than 90% of people. So once again, the format is give me X time and I'll make you, X outcome, right? I'll make you a better communicator than 90% of people, which got over 137,000 views. This is a 100x for this small channel, which is pretty cool. So let me show you how to use AI to generate viral video ideas. So over here, we're going to hop to subscriber.ai. Full disclosure, this is my personal tool that I've built along with my co-founder that is meant to write AI YouTube scripts. So it's a chatbot that is powered by YouTube and AI. And really the special thing about a tool like this is that it's connected to the YouTube API, meaning that it's able to scrape a full database and it's trained on 40,000 plus viral YouTube videos. So it understands exactly what goes viral. So let's say we're doing ideation for this channel, for this channel that you're watching, subscriber channel, right? We just have a button over here that says find video ideas, right? So this follows the exact methodology that we use, right? Is to find breakout channels similar to mine that show signs of rapid growth with strong audience engagement, identify the outlier videos, analyze what makes these outliers successful, their topics and title formats. So you want to look at their topics and what their title formats are. That's exactly how we do it. And then suggest 5 new video ideas for my channel and my audience based on what we've learned and what performs best on my channel. So a big part of using these AI tools in order to generate ideas is that previously, right, kind of the methodology was to manually generate 100 video ideas and then pick your favorite one or the best winning one or your top 5 and then make those your videos for the month, right? And what many people mistaken right now is that they'll just go ahead, generate AI, use AI to generate these ideas and then just pick their favorite video. But really the big problem of this is that AI is actually no better at you than doing video ideation. It can just more rapidly, create more accurate ideas and a higher volume of ideas. So you want to do this the exact same methodology where you generate 100 video ideas and use AI as one of your avenues in order to create those ideas. And then once again, from those 100 viral ideas, you pick one that you think has the highest potential, and then that will be your next video. So you can see over here, it immediately analyzes, okay, what are the other channels with breakout strategies, right? Winning outlier patterns. Okay, so it says here, right? I copied a $1 million faceless channel using only subscriber. This is actually a pretty good one because if you go over here, actually it recommends a pretty good angle because our second most viewed video is how to clone a YouTube channel with AI, right? It says stop using ChatGPT for scripts, do this instead. This is actually also a pretty good one. Also, like this one also kind of depends on, whether ChatGPT is more of a trending topic. When ChatGPT is a trending topic and then you use it to talk about, ChatGPT instead of scripts, then this will do pretty good. Finally, a 100% automated script workflow, no prompting. This is a little too complicated for me. The hidden AI niche that's exploding right now. Okay, that's pretty good too. I scripted 10 viral videos in 60 minutes. Not my favorite over here, right? So one of the greatest things about this is that, yes, this is all taken from all of these viral YouTube videos, right? And then I can just tell it, hey, generate more video ideas. And bang, just like that, right? Your scripts are boring, fix them in 30 seconds. This is actually a pretty good one. Maybe we can do something like this, right? The 10-minute documentary, your new AI scripting hack. I forced AI to write 1 hour video. It was perfect, right? We actually did a 1 hour video on this, right? AI script writing for faceless channels, how to remix viral videos without copyright issues, the secret script structure, ChatGPT versus Claude versus subscriber, the script writing deathmatch, how to write a viral script for a boring niche. Actually, this is a pretty good one. Actual interesting pain point here, the promptless framework from idea to script in 3 clicks. I asked AI, find me a 1 million view video idea. So maybe we can, dive deeper into one of these video ideas. And then once we have this video idea, right, your scripts are boring, right? I think that's a, major pain point for a lot of people. What I can do is I can click here and then it will just start exploring the idea. So what we want to do once we have one video idea, the next thing that we want to do is we want to start outlining it, as we said, which we will go a little bit more in terms of the script. But we also want to generate a bunch of video titles for this, right? So that I can actually figure out like, hey, right, is this a specific winning video title? So I don't think this is a winning format, right? This actually gives us kind of the topic. The topic is, script writing and boring, but I want to figure out a winning video title or winning video format that pairs with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be like, hey, right, can you generate me 10 more video titles for this specific idea? I like the topic of boring and scripts / script writing. I want to base it off a viral format. And just like that, it actually kind of, generates a bunch of these ideas based on the winning format. So because, we have given the AI a bunch of formats, right? From X is killing your Y, right? Boring scripts are killing your channel. This is fine. Why your AI scripts are failing, right? Why your X is failing. Your scripts are boring, here's why, right? That's actually not bad too. The secret scripts that people actually watch. How to fix boring scripts in 30 seconds. Stop writing scripts like a robot. I don't really like that. Boring script versus viral script. ChatGPT scripts are boring. Do this instead, right? Is popular tool is negative attribute. Do this instead. Finally, AI scripts that don't suck. Actually, finally, AI scripts that don't suck isn't too bad. It could be, right, your scripts are boring. Here's why. I kind of like this, right? Give me more title variations based on more winning formats. Do this before writing your next script, right? That's actually also pretty good. That also plays into that idea. Watch this before you upload your next YouTube video, right? Another AI script. How I fix my boring scripts, right? The lazy way to write viral scripts, right? The lazy way to write viral YouTube scripts. That's also like pretty good. The script writing mistake 99% of AI users make. Why 99% of AI scripts are unwatchable. I actually kind of like this, right? The laziest way to write viral scripts, right? The laziest way to write viral YouTube scripts will be the title, right? And just like that, right, maybe the first couple outputs wasn't very good, right? I have a pretty high standard in terms of the ideas. So I like to keep going until I found a title that I really like, or I have a couple title variations just from me prompting it back and forth a little bit. And once again, right, this is trained on all of the viral YouTube formats, and that's why it's able to give an output like this. So that's how you generate viral ideas, right? Once again, you can do this, like you can go back and forth with a chatbot like this until you get a viral idea that you're happy with, and then you can decide what to do from there. And literally in just a few hours, right, you can generate a bunch of YouTube video ideas with this exact process. Now that we have the actual viral script, I want to talk about some of the principles of script writing of AI before I show you how we turn that video idea, the laziest way to write YouTube scripts, into a full YouTube script. So let's talk about script writing with AI. So before you even write a single word, you need to start with the end in mind, right? You want to know where your viewer ends up. So the problem with people who use AI, and the reason that they get AI brain rot, is because they use AI to give them what the end output should be, when really AI is just a tool. Right? The best users of AI, right? Someone like Elon Musk will be able to build a rocket with AI because he understands all of the different components that goes into building a rocket, right? Similarly, if I know what a good YouTube video looks like, and then I prompt AI to get me to the end result, I am much more likely to get to the end result. Whereas if you, the actual noob at YouTube, doesn't know what a good YouTube video looks like, you're gonna prompt AI to oblivion. You're gonna keep telling it, oh, improve my open loops, open my hook, improve my intro, right? And you're gonna tell it to do all of these different things, and then it's gonna give you something completely different, and you're still not gonna know what a good YouTube video looks like. So actually AI will help you speed up a lot of this process. But if you're gonna be a complete noob and you don't know what a good YouTube video looks like, and you don't know where you want to take your viewer with that specific video, then AI is just gonna give you a bunch of slop, and then you're gonna say it's bad, and then you're not gonna know why, right? So it's important to start with the end in mind. That's why I have this as point number one. You have to understand the theory before you go ahead and write your YouTube script. So first, you want to figure out three things. What emotion is your video creating, right? Whether it's inspired, sadness, motivated. What emotion are you creating? What transformation are you promising? And what is the aha moment for the viewer? If you're able to figure out these three things, when you read your full AI YouTube script, you'll be able to tell, oh, is this an actual good YouTube script or not? Because if it doesn't bring out the emotion, and it doesn't create a transformation that's promised, and there's no aha moment, what's the point of that YouTube script? So these three things actually have to be figured out before you write the full script. So you want to know your content type, right? These three answers will differ based on your content type, whether you're creating a motivational video, educational video, entertainment video, or a storytelling video. So if you're creating educational content, right, the target emotions will be, fulfillment, trust, confidence, right? Especially if, you're selling a product on your channel, or maybe you're a business YouTube channel. Right? On the left, your easiest way to start Amazon KDP in 2025 for beginners, right? You want to elicit a certain level of trust, or how to reprogram your dopamine to crave hard work, right? That will create confidence in them. That will create fulfillment in them, in that they are ready to go out there and work. So this is for educational content. Whereas if you're doing motivational content over here, it's time to reset, restart, and refocus in 2026. Some Sigma grind set stuff. Watch this every day and change your life. 66 million views, right? Really, the target emotion here is inspiration, right? They're supposed to be like, oh yeah, I'm ready to get out there and go to work, right? Now, if you create a script, like a motivational script, and it doesn't actually bring out inspiration, then there's no point. Or if you're doing entertainment, right, the target emotion is fun, or the target emotion is also escapism, right? Where people, who aren't happy with their lives, or maybe they're super duper stressed, they can watch an entertainment video and be a lot more excited, right? Have that fun emotion and feel like they're escaping from the real world for a little bit, which is what entertainment is for. Create enjoyment, laughter, interesting and surprising, right? So like something like a Mr. Beast video or Ryan Trahan video, 100 kids versus world's strongest man. This is entertainment. I traveled 3,624 miles with 1 cent of euro, 1 euro cent, right? And content type 4, right? Storytelling, right? Where you take your viewer on a journey and your target emotion is satisfaction, right? So it's a storytelling video. So you want to take your viewer down something. It could also be inspiration for a storytelling video. Kind of depends on your audience there. So pick one type, master it first. Do not try to do all 4 different types. So once you figure out the emotion, the next step is to figure out the transformation, right? So you or your video being that bridge from point A to B that you want your viewer to experience, right? Whether it's inspiring them to go from fat to fit, or whether it's, inspiring them to go from no knowledge of AI to actually being able to use AI. And then it's eliciting what is the aha moment, right? Reverse engineering. When does the viewer get this light bulb moment? Because whenever you're watching a video, there's always a light bulb moment for the viewer, right? And maybe you could, create that light bulb moment in the first 3 minutes, right? Which will require a completely different script, or it could be in the 15-minute mark or 20-minute mark if it's a much longer video. And all of this, right, where you decide to put this aha moment where the viewer is like, oh, like they get this emotion, or they feel like they've gotten a certain transformation, or when it feels like it clicks for them, that will determine how you actually write your script. So it's important to decide this before you actually write your script and start prompting it at all. So when does the viewer get it, right? And then when the reveal is, right? Hold back and then deliver it, right? So this is called a payoff. This is a setup and a payoff in what they will call filmmaking terms, right? The setup is where you build context, right? You build all of the tension, and then there's a massive payoff, right? All of the tension, all of the build up, all of the storytelling, and then there's a build up and a payoff and a resolution. So that is where the reveal is, that is where the aha moment is. So once you've gotten all of that, now you're ready to script, baby, right? But first, you need to figure out these 4 things, right? Your title, your angle, your outline, your examples, and your proof, okay? So once you figure out those 3 things, right? Your emotion, your transformation, your aha moments, figure out your title, which we just have, right? Because your title is a promise, right? And it tells viewers what transformation that they're going to get, and it tells them why they should watch. And the angle of your video tells the viewer what your unique take on the topic is. Why is your video different from everyone else's on YouTube, and why should they click on yours? And this is what makes your video different from every other video out there. You want to define this before you actually write. And your angle could be, a 1-minute habit or productivity hacks, right? What are you saying that's different from everyone else? And number 3 is also determining your outline, right? Once you figure out your emotions, your transformation, and your aha moment, you can fully outline your script. So typical outline will look like what the hook looks like, what the setup, what the main content, what the aha moment, what the actionables are, and what the closing call to action is, right? And within each body, we have an open loop and a why, what, how, right? And all of this we want to bake into our AI YouTube script writing framework, which I'll show you in a little bit. And then lastly, your examples and your proof, right? So this is more so for educational channels, right? Where it's important to show, not tell, right? Show, not tell is one of the strongest storytelling principles out there, because you can use case studies, data, before, after, image, screenshots, studies, or research papers to make yourself much more credible, so that you come off as someone who knows exactly what you're talking about. And you can illustrate that with all of these different proofs, even like a simple screenshot that you're like, hey, I can show this as a visual. That is something that AI cannot think of because it doesn't have access to all of your different screenshots. So that's why it's important to have an idea of what proof, what examples do I want to use inside my video, and then I can use AI to actually create it, right? The AI is the chef, AI is the cook more like, and you are the chef, right? You are the one directing it, you're the one giving it the recipes. And so before you start scripting, make a list of what examples am I going to use, what proof do I have, and where in my outline does each example go, and then you can go from there. So now you're totally ready to script while figuring out your title, your angle, your outline, your examples, and your proof, alongside your emotion, the transformation, and the aha moment, which I'll show you how to do in a little bit, once again with Subscriber AI. So when we go back to this tab over here, right, we figure out the title, figure out the topic, figure out the length. I don't think that the length should be 1300 words. 1300 words seems a little short, so we want to keep it to 2000 words, right? And the angle is that you're an enthusiastic product founder. You'll show that the hard way is manually prompting and guessing, while the lazy way is leveraging subscribers built-in YouTube best practices, heavy lifting for you. And then here's the template, right? So once again, I want to prompt it the right way, right? I want the emotion to be that they are inspired and that, oh, this is so easy. So I have the emotion. The transformation is that they go out there and write their next YouTube video. The aha moment is showing them how easy it is to use the subscriber tool. We have the title, right? Because the title over here that we previously did in the last step, the laziest way to write viral YouTube scripts. We have the title that is the laziest way to write viral YouTube scripts. I want you to expand on the angle of the video, and then bang, we see what it gives us. And we want to define all of this before we actually go ahead and write the script, which is exactly what we're gonna do. So over here, right, once again, it expands on the angle, right? The effortless creator. The core of this video isn't just about a tool, it's about removing creative friction that stops most people from hitting record. I like that, right? The narrative hook, you start by acknowledging the heavy weight of the blank page. most creators spend 4 hours staring at a cursor trying to engineer the perfect prompt or structure. You're going to introduce the lazy creator philosophy. Success on YouTube isn't about working harder on your script, it's about having a system that's already YouTube smart, so you don't have to be. I just kind of like that, and I'm going to use that a little bit more. Transformation, right, from I have a great idea, dreading 6 hours, to I have an idea, I click 3 buttons, and now I have a world-class script, film and go. Right, so even just outlining, so getting the AI to, crystallize these concepts makes it a lot more tangible and makes it more, like I can actually write it. The moment of clarity comes when you show the subscribers in the blank AI box. You show them that because it already has the context, the AI doesn't have to guess. You aren't writing a script, you're creating a masterpiece that the tool builds for you. So relief, excitement, empowerment, right? That is all of the key emotional beats. And then it asks for the project. So let me see over here. Here, one of the things that I don't already have is the outline, which we're going to do in a little bit, and examples and proof. So in examples, we're going to do it a little bit, right? I say I want the length to be 1800 words. Confirm, let's write the script. Bang, just like that. And over here, what subscriber will do is that it will start, turning this into an actual script for me. Right, so it's refine your script by answering these questions over here. It gives you the script length, it gives you the template to use, which this is an educational video. I'm going to use Claude for this. And yeah, do you want this tutorial to be a live on-screen walkthrough or scripted demo with cutaways? Okay, so I'm just going to answer these questions. I want this video to be a live screen walkthrough. Which 1 to 2 subscriber features will showcase as the aha moment, right? I want to showcase the templates to show that it is already trained on your YouTube context, and I want to demonstrate the ease to writing a full YouTube script the lazy way, right? Because the title of the video is the lazy way. Concrete before after proof will you show, so it even ask you, hey, what is the proof that you want in this specific video? So I will say I want the proof to be shown in the video by showing how effortless it is to create the script. The proof is in the demonstration. Do you want a real viewer niche example to demo? I want to demo in the productivity niche. What one sentence call to action should push viewers to write their next script immediately? The call to action should be to watch another video on my channel, which is a subscriber tutorial, right? So I want to push them to tutorial. That is the easiest for them to watch. And then bang, we click generate outline. And just like that, let's see what it comes out with. Bing, bang, boom. Over here, just 2 seconds later, we have the hook and opening, the problem, and then the live demo, why the lazy way actually works best, and the conclusion and the call to action, right? So we have the outline, right? We've given the transformation, we've given it the proof, and then now I actually want to edit this outline before we write the full script. So challenge a 6-hour script writing marathon most creators endure. Someone who cracked the code. Actual lazy method that produces viral quality scripts. Tease the live demonstration coming up. Okay, set expectations that they'll walk away ready to their next YouTube script immediately. I actually kind of like that. And let me just read this real quick. So instead of saying, hey, this is a problem of hard work script writing, I want to be like, hey, why lazy wins all the time, right? And it's here, share a realizing why lazy doesn't mean low quality when you have the right system. The world is ruled by lazy people who learned how to do things faster, right? There is this stigma against lazy when in reality, lazy is the best way. Pros works smarter, not harder. And there you go. I kind of like this. So let's say we're happy with this. And then we'll just go ahead and write the script. We'll just click here, click generate script, and then we'll see what it comes up with. And wow, just like that, it's pretty amazing. Remember, we told it to be at 1,800 words, and this is at 1,819 words. This is pretty amazing. And then it generates the entire full script here, and it even scripts out the full demo. Wow, this is actually just crazy. Right, let's just read out the hook. Right, most creators spend 6 hours writing a single YouTube script, 6 hours of staring at a blank page, wrestling with ChatGPT prompts, and second guessing every hook. I used to do the same thing until I discovered something that changed everything. Pretty good. There's actually a way to create a complete viral quality YouTube script in under 10 minutes. And I'm talking about some generic AI output that sounds like everyone else. I'm talking about scripts that are perfectly tailored to your voice, your audience, and YouTube's retention psychology. I'm Gil, right? In this case, I'm Brian. Previously, Gil used to make videos on this channel, and I want to show you the laziest way to write YouTube scripts that actually work. Make sure to stick around because I promise you it's going to be a secret weapon, and then bang, just delete all of that. Here's the thing that nobody talks about. The world is actually ruled by lazy people who figured out how to do things faster and smarter. There's this weird stigma around being lazy, but in reality, lazy is often the best approach. Think about every major innovation in history came from someone who was too lazy to do things the hard way. The remote control exists because someone was too lazy to get up and change the channel. Online shopping exists because someone was too lazy to drive to the store. And like, this is like pretty good. The same principle applies to YouTube scripts, to YouTube, right? The creators who are consistently putting out great content aren't the ones grinding for hours on every script. They're the ones who found systems that work. But here's what most people don't realize. So when you're spending 6 hours on a script, you're not being thorough, you're being inefficient. You're doing work that doesn't need to be done. And you can read the rest of the script. But even just this first like 1 to 2 minute section, it's like pretty good. I had to make very, very minor changes, and that's just preferential. And you can see here it actually scripts out the entire full video just like that. And the reason it's able to be so accurate is because I spent like a little bit of time even just thinking about the transformation, the emotion, the aha moment, and it actually makes the script like way, way, way better. So yeah. And now that we got the script done, let's go into the next important step, which are your thumbnails. Let's get into it. So there are only 2 metrics that YouTube really cares about. One is your click-through rate, which is affected by your title and thumbnail, and next is your watch time, okay? So if your click-through rate is high, that means people like your thumbnail and title, and so that means when the algorithm sees that people actually like your thumbnail and your title and are more likely to watch the video from start to finish, it will then show your video to more people, which in turn will get you even more views. So your click-through rate and your watch time play together, right? Click-through rate is the important part because the click-through rate, right, as long as the title and thumbnail is aligned with the actual content of your script, is aligned with your title, then people are much more likely to watch from start to finish, and that way your click-through rate is high, your watch time is high, and then it gets pushed to a wider audience. So there's tons of proofs that thumbnails make a huge difference, right? Just a simple thumbnail switch can really boost your channel. And even Mr. B says, right, we typically generate around 50 thumbnail concepts per video. Right now it's more closer to like 100, 200 concepts per video so that he can find the best one. And honestly, a lot of it is done through testing. And this is really a big reason as to why you want to create viral thumbnails, right? With AI, it's because AI can create all of these different thumbnail variations for you just by prompting. You don't need a designer. And really with some of these recent AI developments, it's honestly gotten pretty crazy. And not all attention is equal because you want to attract your ideal customers so that they can buy from you, right? So let's get into some of the theory as to the psychology behind the click, and really understanding some of this psychology will give you a much better idea as to what kind of content that you want to make, what the thumbnail's composition should be. And then when you're prompting it with AI, once again, this is understanding, start with the end in mind, right? Understanding what a good thumbnail is the first step to actually prompting it with AI. So I'm going to give you some of that sauce today. So curiosity gap, right? That's the very first principle, right? What's the gap between what they know and what they want to know, right? And actually bridging that gap from there. And these are the 5 types of thumbnails that work, right? There are much more types of thumbnails, but these I believe are the most relevant to you guys. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. There are a bunch of videos on all of these different thumbnail formats too, right? So number 1 is the moment thumbnail, right? So within a thumbnail like this, right, we'll offer a glimpse into the moment right before a reaction, right? There's so much emotion and tension, and it's irresistible because you want to see the reaction, right? And you can see over here, this guy is looking at a bunch of fake shoes, and then it's this guy exclamation mark on top of his head, you know, him wearing a hoodie, right? And then there's the green hoodie that the guy is in, so that actually stands out in the thumbnail a little bit more. And number 2 is the story thumbnail, right? It provokes the question of what happens next, and it builds narrative by choosing a point of tension or a question that sets up the first act of the story. So this is a Ryan Trahan video, right? Taylor Swift want to come to my birthday party, so it's something along the lines of, you know, inviting Ryan to a birthday party, something to do with celebrities, and it's a story thumbnail, right? It's like, hey, what's gonna happen next? Right, which is exactly what this thumbnail provokes. So that is a story thumbnail. And then there's a transformation thumbnail, right? This is usually a before after kind of thumbnail, right, where it shows the desired result but also shows the beginning state. So on the left, dopamine, on the right, detox. On the left, dopamine, you have your Doritos, you have your controller, you have your phone, and then on the right you have the detox, which is the reader. So the more relatable the beginning state, the more effective the thumbnail. And right, the detox side or the transformation side, the more it being the desired outcome, the more likely that this thumbnail is clickable. And number 4 is the novelty thumbnail, right? So we have an urge to experience something that we've never seen before, right? So novelty inspires awe, or novelty is weird and unexpected, right? So a novelty thumbnail is something that people have never seen before, right? And it works best when combined with something that they're already familiar with, right? So this is like a pink ice cream building. And by the way, this pink ice cream building, I can most guarantee you that they did not build this in real life. I can guarantee you that this is actually generated with AI, right? So a lot of the thumbnails that you are already seeing on YouTube that you would most likely click on is already generated with AI. And then bang, over here, the result thumbnail, right? It's show the desired result, right? Whether it's the final product for a cooking video or someone being focused for a productivity video, or how did they do it, right? So this girl over here, right, becomes smarter, bunch of math all around here, right? That is the desired result. And she's also like in motion, right? She's in the moment, in the action. She's actually writing something. So it looks like she's doing something super duper important. That is the result thumbnail. So pattern interrupt elements you can use are proven, by all of these different guys, right? That will make people stop scrolling, right? Faces, right? So Mr. Beast face, Mario face, right? Some character face, any large numbers, where you can see your 10,000 steps a day, right? Anything related to money, like stock market, the line going up over here, and him counting money, actual dollar, physical bills. Danger, right, is an emotion that you can elicit it. Okay, like people all want to hear what will happen next. Any emotion that people have, like any emotion that they have, any bright colors, right? It's something that can stand out from the YouTube backdrop and something that's aesthetically pleasing, right? All of these can stop people from scrolling, and you want to have at least 1 or 2 of these elements inside your thumbnail. So these are the 3 C's of thumbnail design, right? It's content, composition, and contrast. So content is all of the visual elements. So the people, the icons, graphics, background, text, and it's whatever you need to drive curiosity. So the content is anything that you see here, right? All of the text, all of the people and whatnot. I've just circled all of them here. And then the composition is whether it's symmetrical, right? The main character in the center, left and right are similar, and asymmetrical, right? Main character is on the left or right third, right? So over here, this is called the rule of 3, right? Or like the grid lines that you can see over here on the bottom right. I'm not exactly sure of the name, but you can see over here, this is the composition. So like the composition will dictate, right, the visual hierarchy. Hierarchy meaning that you're in a society, right? And then there's the upper class, there's the middle class, and then there's the poor people, right? So if you are able to use composition in your favor, where you can determine the visual hierarchy, it tells you where the eyes should look when you are looking at a given thumbnail. So over here, when you're looking at a thumbnail, right, maybe your eyes, look at the person first, right? And depending on how you shift where the character is, or how you shift the different elements of a thumbnail, that will shift exactly where your eyes move. So you want to think about the composition and what you want your audience to look at first. And then lastly, contrast, right? Guides the eyes, captures attentions by playing with brightness, saturation, or any hue, right? Once again, any contrast that you can create within your thumbnail that stands out from other thumbnails is exactly what you want to be able to play with. And there are so many tools out there right now, and I'm going to show you exactly the process on how to do this, right? Where we always start with a sketch of the thumbnail, even when we're doing it with AI, and then you get the full thumbnail, and then you can refine it from there. Right, so over here on the left is a sketch, right, actually created with AI, and on the right is actual thumbnail that's being created over here. So copy the winners, study, identify patterns, and adapt. So now I'm going to show you exactly how to create a viral thumbnail, where you can use this tool over here that I have absolutely zero affiliation with, which is called FreePic, right? So I'm going to show you how to generate a thumbnail, not with my face, because I have lots of thumbnails with my face, but I'm going to show you how to generate a thumbnail for this specific video title, the laziest way to write viral YouTube scripts, so you can see us create a video from start to finish together. So in terms of how you want to think about using FreePic or like really any AI tool in order to generate a thumbnail, is you want to find, once again, a winning thumbnail format. Just like how there are winning idea formats, right? Or like title formats, you want to use that exact same thinking process when you are generating these thumbnails, right? So you want to find a winning format, and then you want to adapt it for your niche. In this case, I was just looking around into like, hey, what could I use as a thumbnail within my video, the laziest way to script a viral YouTube video. You can see over here, right, there's a channel Sempliero, right, and his most popular video is how to make viral UGC ads using AI, the best method, right? But obviously I'm not making like viral UGC ads. Over here he has, Sam as the person, and then the text here 100% AI, and then it's him holding a phone, right? And there's these 3 different components. I actually like the idea of an arrow pointing to maybe some sort of a YouTube video, and 100% AI, and then his face over here, which I do want to replace my face. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm just going to take this, I'm going to share it, copy it, and then I'm going to do download the YouTube thumbnail. So I'm just gonna go ahead and download the YouTube thumbnail over here, and then I'm gonna select over here, right? In terms of the image generator, I'm just gonna select Google Nano Banana. I'm gonna upload this specific thumbnail over here. In terms of the size, I'm gonna be 16:9 because this is for a YouTube video. And then I have this prompt over here that I like to use. A highly detailed graphite pencil sketch on a clean white paper background. The style is completely monochrome, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm just gonna tell it basically, hey, can you turn this specific thumbnail into a sketch? And we'll see what it comes up with. And wow, you can see over here, it immediately turns into a sketch. And then what I wanna do is I wanna remove him from the thumbnail. And then I also wanna remove the hand and remove the phone. I actually like the 100% AI with the arrow. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first replace the face. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna download this picture over here, and then I'm gonna cancel this, upload this new file that I have over here, and I'm gonna say, hey, remove the character and replace it with a faceless human sketch. Add an arrow for each faceless human sketch labeled put your face here. And then also in terms of the other changes is I want to replace the hand holding the phone with a YouTube thumbnail that I have attached as image 2. So I'm just gonna go ahead and find something over here which I can attach as a YouTube video. I'm gonna go to Fern because this is the most popular documentary channel now, and it's most in line with YouTube scripts. I'm gonna go to the most popular video, and let's see, I think something like this. Yeah, I think that would be cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna share it, and I'm gonna download the thumbnail over here. Bang, download the thumbnail, and then we're gonna see what this manages to give us. Okay, there's kind of some deficits over here. Maybe let's do this change one by one, right? So let's once again generate this again. Some of this requires some changes, some human error. We do it one step by one step instead of doing too many things at once because it can get confused. And bang, okay, so this is a lot more accurate, and we can download this, and then once again we can replace it over here, and then remove the hand and the girl in the phone and replace it with a YouTube thumbnail attached as image 2. The thumbnail should be in 16:9 format. Here, over here, remove the hand and the phone and the girl in the phone, right? Let's just do it systematically, right? And this is one of the things where you still have to prompt it a little bit, but it's super useful that when you have an idea of what you want in mind, right? So over here, okay, so now I can go download this. So in the blank space, I want to put the thumbnail there. It should be in 16:9 and fill out the rest of the blank space below the text. 100% AI. It should look like a YouTube thumbnail. Okay, right, this is like we are getting somewhere here. And then here we can just download this, and then I'm just gonna upload this image again, right? Add an arrow that points from 100% AI to the thumbnail on the right. Yeah, actually this doesn't even need the arrow. This actually looks pretty complete over here. So let's just generate this, but let's just see what it comes up with. I didn't really like that output. So anyways, let's just go with this. And then once we have this, right, I'm gonna upload an image of myself, right, that is that has a thumbnail. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna see on my channel which one of my face most fits this specific thumbnail, and then I'm just gonna pick that thumbnail over here, like super duper easy. I think maybe this face most matches it. Yeah, I think this face most matches it. So I'm gonna download this here, download the thumbnail image, bang, upload the media, and then turn this into a full YouTube thumbnail with the face in image 2 replacing for the actual. And then, if we use this prompt, turn this image into a sketch to a realistic high quality YouTube thumbnail. I give it my brand color so it knows exactly what to use. Change the font to Roboto bold. Add the person in image 2 in place of the faceless human sketch. This should be able to generate you a full thumbnail. So now that you have the sketch, all you have to do is just upload your face into it and turn this in, and then add colors into it, add your specific brand colors into it, and then it should be a thumbnail that is yours. So this video has already been pretty long. I want to wrap it up real quick, but let's first get into graphics with AI. Okay, so in terms of graphics for videos, really talking videos, any kind of videos, it's the different B-rolls that you want to have, any on-screen graphics that you want to have, and any stock photos or videos that you can have. In terms of my preferred channels for creating this B-roll, I like to go on Pexels, right? Pexels is really great for using free stock videos and photos, right? So this can be used for really any type of videos. Pexels is really good for that. Envato Elements paid subscription, right? You'll be able to get a lot of different stock footage from there too, or you can use FreePic, right? The thing about FreePic is that it has Nano Banana, it has all of these different video generation tools all inside one, right? And you'll be able to create AI generated images and videos, right? You've seen us use it for thumbnails. You can use it the exact same for graphics, for video, for B-roll, and if you prompt it the right way, you'll be able to generate those graphics pretty easily. So really, these are the 3 places that I will really look to in terms of creating these graphics like that. And when stock footage isn't enough, right, it's really easy nowadays to use AI for custom B-rolls, right? But you don't want to use AI for literally every single graphic, right? There are some stuff that AI just hasn't caught up to yet and isn't good enough yet. For example, right, replacing you on video, right? A lot of people have tried replacing themselves on video. In 6 months, that's going to become really good, and it's going to be able to replace you on video, and it's something that you won't even notice. But you 100% do not want to use AI for everything, right? If you use AI for everything, it can very easily diminish the quality of your content. So you want to use AI sparingly in terms of your graphics within your video, but as a way to supplement exactly what your script is saying, and if it's done in a high quality manner, can definitely enhance your video. So now let's talk about editing videos with AI. So big question is, in this age of AI, do you even need an editor? So the answer, it depends on what kind of videos that you're making. So if you're making a talking head video with a screen share, really you can do basic editing, right? You can do it on CapCut, you can do a little bit of sound design, a little bit of music, and a little bit of screen share, and then it's pretty much done, right? Whereas for documentaries, yes, I would highly encourage you to hire a video editor, right? Why do you need a video editor? Because editing is not just about stitching different clips together. It's about the storytelling, right? It's about the actual emotion behind it. Whereas if you're doing a talking head with a screen share and it's more of an educational type of video, something like this, all you need is basic editing in order to get there. You don't need anything super duper fancy. Whereas documentaries, yes, I would absolutely hire someone who's dedicated towards stitching that up together. Right now, AI isn't good enough to really stitch all of these together. Once again, AI is an intern. It's meant to do menial work, and right now it doesn't have the capability in order to create all these AI graphics and create these motion graphics that can stitch a story together. So in the meantime, yes, for documentaries, it's better that you hire an editor. So a couple basic editing principles: don't over edit, right? To hold your audience's attention, it's good to leave some white space in between. If you over edit and you cut, unless it's meant to be a fast cut to generate some kind of emotion, really over editing can kill your video. So that's one thing to take note of. And number 2 is to kill your babies, because a lot of the time an actual video will have a lot of fat, right? And for example, when you are filming a vlog or whenever you are filming a full talking head video, it may feel like, hey, there's a lot of stuff that you want to talk about, and it's something that you recorded, so it's directly genuine to yourself. But a lot of the time that it's a lot of fat, right? And instead of making a 1-hour video, that video would have performed a lot better if it was just a 30-minute video with the core story. So kill your babies is to trim the fat from the actual recording. So that's another editing principle that I like to highlight. And number 3 is to use motion, right? So there's a fine line between motion and too much motion, right? If you have too much motion, you have too much things happening on screen, it's gonna be very difficult to follow. But if you have just the right amount of motion, right, it keeps the viewer moving forward. It keeps the story moving forward, right? And there's a lot of changes that are even being made, and it captivates the viewer, right? And it's trying to find that fine line between, oh, this is too overly edited versus it not being edited enough. So every section should make the viewers feel something, right? Whether it's in love, angry, sad, it has to make the viewer feel something. So AI tools, in this very case for editing videos, can be used for auto captions, B-roll suggestions, scene detection, audio cleanup, quick cuts, pacing recommendations, right? Tools these days are able to do this super efficiently, but it's not able to edit the full video. So tools that I like to use are stuff like Opus Clip, right? Opus Clip can very easily turn long form content into multiple short form content, and I can identify the best moments plus add captions, and it will help you repurpose your content easily. And other tools like Veed, right? It's an all-in-one video editor, right? It can trim videos with AI, can add captions, graphics of AI, can clean up your audio, and it can do all of your other basic editing tasks, right? These tools are like super duper easy to use, and I highly recommend them. They are great for making content or editing content in general. So that is this video, how to start a YouTube channel with AI. If you want this full set of slides, click the link in the description and I'll send it right to your inbox. So now that you know how to start a YouTube channel with AI, what does it actually take for you to make your first 10 grand a month with AI? Click this video over here and it'll show you exactly how to make your first $10,000 a month with YouTube with an AI powered YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.